I want to talk about a dog trainer that I haven't talked about in a while, and that's Jeff Gellman. And Jeff Gellman is probably one of the more interesting dog trainers out there, honestly. And I feel that he understands freedom of speech, which I think that there's a lot of dog trainers out there that don't get it. There's not a lot of real smart dog trainers out there. And I think Jeff is one of the smarter ones. Now, in the past, I've badmouthed Jeff. He was one of the first dog trainers I ever noticed on YouTube, and he was bad-mouthing positive reinforcement trainers, and I was all thumbs up on that. And then he sort of changed, and he does a combination of using pressure training and using food as positive reinforcement. I just think that food is not necessary and not helpful in the long run. So I've sort of badmouthed him recently, and I've also I think that Jeff understands freedom of speech and also understands that there's this element of acting what I do, that I'm trying to garner attention, because if I can garner attention, then I can help dogs. So I might make somebody the brunt of a joke. And Jeff actually has a business where he sells lingerie, so it's an easy kind of joke to make. And he also does classes, like sex type classes, to help people that are like having problems with sex and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with either of those things. Who doesn't like lingerie on chicks? And if you're a guy and you like to wear lingerie, that's your right too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Jeff, I think, gets the whole thing. Like, he has that business, so I'm sure that he understands it. Like, what two consenting adults do is their business, right? So I think that he is all about freedom of speech, and clearly he is one of the more intellectual dog trainers that's out there. I think that he can take a joke, where I don't really know how he responded when he saw my videos, but I'll tell you one thing he didn't do, is he didn't go to my Facebook page, my YouTube channels, and start making comments, which his business partners did when they were included in videos, which is Blake Rodriguez and Sean O'Shea. So I do see Jeff Gellman as an intellectual dog trainer, honestly, and I think that he's probably a competent dog trainer, and I have a feeling he's much more competent than his business partners. I'm not okaying what he does using food as positive reinforcement. It was sort of shocking that he, took that stance where before he was like anti-positive reinforcement training, and, using food is just foolish, and that's what positive reinforcement trainers do. So there's still me. I'm in there for the good fight, and Dale McCluskey, he's the same way. There's a lot of people out there that are anti, don't use food as positive reinforcement because it's not helpful. So, if Jeff wants to do that and he thinks that he can explain it to the owners that you only use it a little bit and then stop, okay, but that's the problem, is people don't stop using it. They just hear food is positive, And so, anyway, that's all I wanted to say, is I wanted to clear that up about Jeff Gellman. I do see him as one of the more interesting dog trainers, and he's probably one of the more intellectual dog trainers. He's probably competent. I think that he's more competent than Sean O'Shea. I honestly have never seen Jeff Gellman using a flexi lead, and his partner does. So, anyway, thumbs up to Jeff Gellman. This is no shit, man. I'm not lying, Jeff. That's really how I've always seen you, as sort of like an interesting guy, intellectual type. It's honest.